with Falcon football coach Matt Walker. And Matt, the Falcons hosted UW-La Crosse on Saturday out at Raymer Field, and La Crosse took home a 38-17 win. Could you talk a little bit about that game?
Well, it was a tough day. I don't know if anybody that watched the game knew that we never had it going on any three of the phases, offense, defense, kicking game. It never really came together. We had some sparks here and there. We did some things well. Again, a couple bright spots. We still had some good defensive performances, and we didn't tackle well. That was one of the things. We've all year, probably more than ever, we've so relied on our defense. They played so well all year, giving us a chance in a lot of football games, and you just kind of take it for granted that they were going to play really well, and didn't play god awful. But we didn't tackle very well in defense. And the kicking game, the one bright spot, I think we were really good in kickoff return game, and had some good field position because of it. But everything else pretty mediocre. And then offensively struggled again. I mean, we scored. We were able to get in the end zone there, get in the second half a couple times, which was nice to see. But again, it was weird. Not a lot of turnovers. But just a game where we never quite got over the hump in all three phases, and it kind of showed on the scoreboard a little bit.
Talked about special teams a little bit. We'll talk about the players of the week. Robbie Flom was the special teams player of the week. He averaged 34.6 yards per kickoff return on 5 kicks. He had a 56-yarder for a long and another one of 45 yards. You should talk about Robbie's play.
Well, and we've talked about him a lot this year for a freshman. He's really done a great job and sparked our football team in a lot of ways, not only defensively, but as you mentioned, the kicking game there. What an unbelievable day. I mean, every time he touched it, you just had that feeling like he was going to go to the house. And man, he was a tackle away 2 or 3 different times. And even the ones he didn't break, you watch on the film there, we're a block away from really having another couple split open there. So he's become a definite weapon for us. We've anybody that's followed the history of this program in recent years, we've had a nice run of Greg Klingelhutz, clearly one of the best, maybe the best ever in the history of Division III at returning kicks, and now we bring this kid on and kind of picking up where Greg left off, and a chance to I don't know if anybody can chase down Greg's records, but if anybody can do it, Robbie's got a chance to do it, especially starting off at such a young point in his career of getting so many touches at that spot. So it's exciting to watch him in the future.
On the defensive side, linebacker Jake Mandoza made 13 tackles, had 2.5 sacks, and also forced a fumble. Could you talk about Jake's play?
A huge day for Jake. Jake's a kid who's he hadn't talked about him much because he didn't win, but he's battled some injury. He's been really banged up, and a guy who's fought through some weeks of practice where he can hardly practice, and kind of taping himself together here to finish the year. Man, has he played great for overcoming some bang. I think he feels better now than he's felt after a game in a while, and so exciting that he got back on track and had a great game, and was flying around, was in the backfield a lot, was making big hits, was a factor in the kick game, and really exciting to see Jake play that well yesterday.
Wide receiver Jake Ryan was named the team's offensive player of the week. He caught 6 passes for 103 yards. 103 yards is a season high for Jake, and also had a 6-yard touchdown pass. Had a long reception of 47 yards. Could you talk about Jake's play?
Yeah, Jake's one of those guys who just quietly gets his job done in a big way. Whether it's special teams or offense, he's a guy that very low maintenance guy. He's a yes or no sir, very quiet, just does his job. He's a hard-nosed kid. Interesting. He's a converted quarterback who's still learning the trades and tricks of being a wide receiver, but he gets better every game. Like I said, he just quietly has become one of our most solid guys offensively, and good things have happened when he's touched the football this year or when he's been the primary target. So it was good to see him get rewarded for some of the. He's put in a lot of hard work to become a wide receiver after converting positions for us, and it's an exciting future for him. I mean, really, it's he's still learning to play the position, and I'm glad we got him for a couple more years.
Looking ahead, Matt, the Falcons play their final game on Saturday, going to UW-Eau Claire for their WIC contest. Kickoff is 1 p.m. at Carson Park. What are you looking for there?
Well, they're a big, strong, physical team. I mean, it's going to be a physical test for us. I mean, they got a kid who's a really good quarterback and threw it around for a lot of yards last year. Now he's still very good and very accurate, but they're running the ball a lot more. They got that Sweeney kid who's a big, strong monster tailback. They run a lot of zone play and just kind of come downhill at you and make you tackle him. And the quarterback does a great job of running around. And then obviously, he put up big numbers last year throwing. He can throw it whenever they need to throw it. So they create some difficulty for you to defend on defense because they can do both. And are doing a good job controlling the line of scrimmage against people. So we got our hands full defensively with their physicalness on offense. Defense a little bit of the same. They're really big and strong up front and allows their back guys to run around and make plays because those big linemen eat up blocks, and that's where they create challenges for you there because they're so physical up front. So we got our hands full. I mean, there's no question about it. But it's also a game where I think we all understand we can win this football game. We got to play well. We got to play better. We got to improve from last week. But I'm proud of the guys again. One of the things we've learned this season is we haven't handled success well. We're coming off both our wins, and we haven't played very well the week after that we've won. But the other thing that we've done, especially in the second half, is we've rebounded really well when our backs have been against the wall. I mean, we went through the beginning of the year, we were up and down, our backs were against the wall, and then we had the tough one against Whitewater there, and man, it felt like it was coming apart a little bit, and our backs were against the wall. We don't have a win yet, and then we go out and respond really well against Point and get the win against Point, and then we turn around the next week and play really bad at Platteville, just never showed up and never got it going, and felt like, man, we took a step back, and then all of a sudden, boom, you come out and you beat Stout in the big one at Stout, and it's like, man, we're taking those strides again, and then it felt like we took another little step backwards yesterday. So we've kind of bounced around, not responding well to wins, but responding well when our backs have been against the wall. And I think we found ourselves in that spot again where we really need to get this win for a lot of reasons, for the program, for recruiting, for our seniors deserve to go out after all the hard work that they put in, and they've really bought in and been dedicated, since I took in the job here. And I'm just so proud of them, and I want to see them go out on top.
Matt, good luck to the Falcons. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you.